So what is up guys, it's your boy Baki and welcome back to another of my New Worlds videos. So today we have PvE weapon rank tier list. I'm going to show you which one of these weapons is the worst and which one of the weapons is the best. So stay tuned to the end of the video to learn which weapon is number one on this tier list for PvE and expeditions, guys. On the 11th place, guys, we have the Rapier. While the Rapier does have some nice debuffs thanks to its Bloodmaster tree, this weapon struggles to have significant impact into the PvE. There are simply better options that can outdo the Rapier in just about every way. On our 10th place, guys, we have the Musket. The Musket really struggles into the PvE, with the exception of potential using it as a secondary weapon to get initial shot off. The trap is decent for handling small monsters quickly, but nothing about this weapon really helps you take down big bosses or waves or minions effectively. On our 9th place, guys, we have the bow. In much the same way as the musket, the bow doesn't really seem to have large effectiveness into the PvE. Its only saving grace is the intense poison cloud debuffs and its quicker fire rate. If you're dead set on running a dexterity weapon, like the spear, and you don't want to use light stuff as a secondary, then the bow is okay choice. On our 8th place, we have the Ice Gauntlet. The Ice Gauntlet was thought to be an S tier weapon when New World launched first on 28th of September, but has fallen since then. Well, the Magic Gloves does have a good AoE, and its pylon can be a nice way to get passive damage going. Otherwise, it struggles to complete with the game higher tier PvE weapons, but as an intelligence secondary to Firestop, it's a good choice. On to the 7th place, we have the Warhammer. Disassembling enemies is a core part of having PvE success, and few weapons do it quite as well as the Warhammer. This thing deals tons of damage, albeit slowly, and can be a great aid for strength users when they're not going berserk with the Hatchet. Spear, really the only thing that compete with the Warhammer stuns and disables is the spear. While the hammer may out damage to pointy rod, it does so at the molasses-like pace. If user prefers to stay more nimble while also be able to dish out some severe DPS, then the spear is an excellent option. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. On our 5th place, guys, we have the Firestop. For any boss fight or anything needed heaps of damage output, the Firestop is reliable as any, providing rage attacks, AoE damage and decent mobility. This stuff is among the greatest of the PvE weapons in all of Eternum. Especially for expeditions, players should make sure that they have Firestop equipped or Firestop users in any part if they hope to have any chains bursting down the final boss. On to the 4th place, guys, we have the Great Axe. This weapon is jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to PvE. The massive two-handed weapon can allow the user to tank, provide decent DPS, and have some lifesteal that can allow a player to stay in the front lines and fight longer. If you're unsure what kind of playstyle you're interested in, then the Great Axe is a good way to try a little bit of everything and will be a great weapon to level up with. Number 3, we have the Hatchet. Some of you may be shocked that this isn't on the first place of this list, but this weapon is still an S tier weapon. The only thing holding down this weapon back from being the first is the lack of utility in PvE situations. Players will be able to go wild, stay alive, do a lot of damage with Hatchet, but that's not all the PvE requires for adventures. But as has been stated, there are really no better option in the game if you want to run at things and swipe. Choice is yours, guys. Number 2, guys, we have Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is the only true tank option in the game at this moment, with only the Great Axe being able to hold candle to it. Having a tank in late game expeditions is absolutely crucial, and its necessity ranks it this high on our list. Not to mention that tanking in New World can be a lot of fun, oftentimes putting players in positions where they can and they will be a key to getting through a tough group of battles. If staying alive and being a team player is your thing, then there is no better choice than using Sword and Shield. Well, maybe there is one better choice with this, and that is the life stuff. The life stuff is another example of absolute necessity in New World's endgame. Healer can constantly sought after and are part of difficult quest completion, but outside of the sheer need for players yielding the weapon, it's also strong on its own right. Players can keep themselves alive almost through anything, heal their allies with potential of AoE healing, and even provide the occasionally damaged poke. All in all, while it may not be for everyone, nor is the best weapon for early game leveling, the life stuff is absolutely one of the best weapons in New World. So that was it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the video I did few days ago about which weapon is the best for PvP and which one is the worst. Have a good day, guys.